Quick update to the compensator. So here's what we've got real quick. Here's what's going on. Two radiators obviously in. They are essentially plumbed, and I'll walk over the routing of the water in a second. The reservoir's in. We have to go single reservoir. There's just no room between here to do another reservoir. This Titan is just too big. It comes all the way to here, and that's just not enough space for another one, since this one's pretty much right up against the reservoir here, but that's okay. I mean, right up against the radiator here, but that's okay. So what we got right here is our drain tube, and let me kind of walk around. You'll see that thing comes back here. You just take it out, and you've got a valve on there, and then you'll be able to drain the system if you ever need to do any kind of maintenance, change the liquid, which you shouldn't have to do for a few years, or upgrade GPUs, CPUs, whatever. This is going to be our return line. And this comes from the front side of this radiator, okay? And then, essentially, the top radiator goes down to the intake of the front radiator. So, the flow is going to be, right now, this is your pressure side from the pump. That's going to go straight into the second Titan. From there, it's going to go into the first Titan, then to the CPU, then to the radiators, and then to the pump. The order of this stuff, as long as you got the pump reservoir and high pressure side right, should be no issue at all, since this loop will equalize itself within a few minutes. Once the water reaches its temperature of what you can evaporate with this, the whole system will stabilize. Cooling wise, we've got a pretty thick radiator there and a large radiator there. We're looking at least 1300 watts of cooling power, and we're going to be using that to cool about 800 to 900 watts of actual TDP. So we're well good on the cooling side of things. Here you've got the Evo 960 500 M.2. Okay, that's going to be for the OS and programs and all that kind of other stuff. That's in there. And let me show you right there is the Samsung Pro 2 terabyte 960, which is the baddest thing on the planet. That's more than a Titan. Which will be housing everything from his work and his games. Yep. And that sits between in the two video cards. That's the first Titan. The second Titan will go into that slot right here. And then she'll be all done. That'll connect. So pressure side, first Titan, second Titan, CPU, radiators, and reservoir. That's the name of the game with this setup here. Full channels of memory. Everything is stacked completely full. That should be, I believe it's 128 gigabytes of RAM. So we should be, this thing should have no issues doing virtually anything. And then all I got to do once that's done is pressure test the loop. While the loop's pressure testing off a second power supply, that's jumped so it just runs. Then what's going to happen is I'll do all the cabling. I'll plug all the stuff in for the fans, the motherboard, everything that needs power. From the badass power supply down here is going to get the power lines, and then we'll do all the cable management as best as we can, plug the pump in and all that good stuff. And this thing will be ready for a post and Windows, and then games and everything else. So that's just a quick update of where we are. Next time I'm in town, I'll drop in the second Titan and do my leak test, which will be done on a Saturday, probably in 2 weeks. And then on Sunday, it'll be ready for Windows. That means Sunday evening, I will be sending it over to the customer. Well, he's actually going to come by and pick it up. But that is the deal. That is the deal. And this is the EVGA DJ87. DG87, whatever. It's a pretty nice case. This is pretty cool if you haven't seen it. All the I/O is going to be back here. All the Titans are going to plug in. If you need to run HDMI for VR, there's a pass-through that goes to the front down here. Right there. But most likely he's just going to be using these 3 display ports for his main monitors. He might have another display. I gotta take some of these out. And then this stuff will actually channel through here and come out the back of the case, because this is the front. So it's actually, the side is the back. Right there. And the cabling will come out of here and plug into all his monitors and everything else. And there's the controllers and all that kind of stuff. So this is looking pretty sweet. I am very excited. There's a little bit more work, a good day or two of work, and this puppy will be ready. It'll be the most epic thing, running 10,600 resolution by 1440p, so 3 ultra wides next to each other in surround. and should be able to handle that no problem at all with these two Titans at full everything. You probably turn the anti-aliasing down a little bit in a year or two just to kind of keep the games going, but this should have no issue doing it. It all depends on the SLI profiles for NVIDIA on some games. We might have to make some custom ones, so we will do that as well. Alright, next time.